Good afternoon, welcome to Stamford Bridge. It is shaping up to be an extraordinary title race between three brilliant sides, but there are stories wherever you look in the Premier League this season, not least at Old Trafford, where Manchester United are moving on to their fifth manager since Sir Alex Ferguson departed. Let's get straight into it today with Roy Keane, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Jamie Carragher. Roy, it has been quite the week for Manchester United, your former club, sacking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, appointing Michael Carrick as the temporary interim, and then talking about this guy that's going to hold the fort for the rest of the season. And it seems like that is Ralf Rangnick, though not quite confirmed just yet. How do you reflect on all of that?
Well, first of all, obviously it was disappointing for Ole to finish on such a low. He was going through a difficult spell, but obviously the Watford result was really poor in the performance. And
was it the right thing to do in the end, do you think?
I think so. I think, well, obviously I've argued with Jamie, going back over last year or two, about manager getting enough time, and I think Ole did get enough time. And the results and the performances over the last couple of months have been really, really poor. So there was no real surprise, obviously, after the Watford game. So, yeah, disappointed for Ole. But the club now, they have to regroup, kept somebody in, get the deal over the line. I don't think it's ideal, this interim stuff, till the end of the season. But it is what it is, and they've got to get on with it. But ultimately, when I look at the last few months, the performance from the players, we have to speak about the players. They're nowhere near good enough for Man United. But as we know, the manager obviously always pays the price.
There was this talk straight away from Manchester United. They wanted someone to fill the gap until the end of the season. What if they called you? What would your response be?
Well, they were never going to call me. They were never going to call me. That was never going to happen.
I had a lot of Man United fans saying it should happen.
Yeah, but listen, that was never going to happen. I'd have no problem going to any dressing room, trying to take control of a dressing room. I've managed in the Premier League. I don't think it would have been a problem to me, but it was never going to happen. People tend to forget I have managed before, and I done okay in the Premier League with Sunderland.
Jimmy, think about everything that's happened to Manchester United in the last week or so. Do you think it makes them more or less likely to come here and get a result against Chelsea today?
More likely, because they've got a point to prove. If you look at them in the midweek against Villarreal, they were focused in a different way. Don't get me wrong, against Watford they were focused as well. But there was something different about them. They are dangerous because, the manager has gone and Carrick is there, and normally it does, show that, when a manager goes, that they get some kind of reaction, and they will give Chelsea a difficult game today. Whatever you say, it's still Man United, and it's still a classic. So I don't think that it will be easy at all for Chelsea today.
Do you think these are positive steps for United?
I think the appointment of who it looks like they're going to bring in, I think it is a positive step in terms of how he wants football played. Now, the top teams in European football now, and three of them are in the Premier League, and I'd say Bayern Munich as well, all play that way, the way this guy has always wanted his teams to play, going back possibly 20 years since he started coaching. Yes, so I think that is positive. That's, I think, what we've all been saying. What is Manchester United compared to Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City? No one has to play exactly the same way. There's always different variants on that. But top-level football now is played like that. We watch it week in, week out with the three teams in the Premier League. Manchester United were a million miles away from that. I think this guy is coming in now, Ralf Rangnick, to make sure that Manchester United get back into the Champions League. They're in there for next season, and hopefully they'll have success winning something. But I think the biggest job he's got is identifying the next coach. That's his biggest role. I think his role will now be taken away from the people at the top of the club. Ed Woodward, I know he's moving on, but other people there, and they'll be taking advice from him. So I think he will want the next coach to be in his image, and he's almost getting them ready in some ways for the next coach about how he wants Manchester United to play.